welcome into this video. Today I want to talk about 5 things I wish I knew that would have made my Jiu-Jitsu 10 times better. So I took some notes right here. So I've been doing Jiu-Jitsu for 2 years, a bit more than 2 years. I'm a blue belt, 1 stripe at Renzo Gracie in New York. And today I want to talk about the 5 things I wish I knew that would have made my Jiu-Jitsu 10 times better. So the first one is infinite cardio. So when I just started Jiu-Jitsu, I was doing a lot of strengths and conditioning. I was lifting a lot of weights. I was running a lot. But what I realized is that actually the best method to develop great cardio for Jiu-Jitsu is the airbike, the airdyne bike. So I would do some, pretty intense sessions on the air bike, pedaling with both my legs and arms as hard as I can, for as long as I can. Sometimes doing some HIIT, sometimes doing just some tempo work. And I realized that it improved my Jiu-Jitsu so much. In Jiu-Jitsu, I realized that a lot of time, it's really the ability to not gas out during rolls that will make the difference. If you have a strong bridge, a lot of strengths, but then after 2.5 minutes you get exhausted, your opponent would take advantage of your exhaustion to just submit you. After you're tired, all your defenses are down. Your arms, your legs are heavy. You cannot do much. Your defense, there's openings, and then that's when you lose. So advice number 1, develop infinite cardio with the air bike. So advice number 2 is just listen to John Danaher as if he was the best instructor in Jiu-Jitsu. Don't cut out all the noise. Don't listen to other people. I know it sounds very extreme, but John Danaher really is a deeper thinker in Jiu-Jitsu. He knows the reasoning behind each move. I purchased a lot of instructionals, and no one come close to John Danaher. Maybe the second one might be Marcelo Garcia, that I like too, but the best of the best is John Danaher. There's no better instructor at Jiu-Jitsu. So what I want you to do is basically, check his instructionals and just follow what he says to the letter. Imagine that your set of moves available are only what Danaher said. There's no other moves you can do. The way he does over/under, the way he does a rear naked choke from the back, or the sliding collar choke from the back if you're in a gi. Just do whatever he says. It's like, imagine you're in this video game and you have this set of techniques. And there's only, in the catalog, there's only John Danaher techniques. There's no other techniques. Even your own moves that you think are good or might be adapted to the situation, they're often not. And I realized that my Jiu-Jitsu got so much better when I stopped trying to reinvent the wheel and just applied what Danaher said. Just take him as a god of Jiu-Jitsu. Just do whatever he does. And I think that's, the way I was watching a Gordon Ryan video, and Gordon Ryan is just a pure copy. It's just the way he talks is just the same as John Danaher. The way he thinks is the same, and he's just kind of like this mini or this embodiment of John Danaher. So the third advice I want to share with you guys is to use technique, not strengths. So I wrote, winning with strengths is not really winning. So Jiu-Jitsu, if you really think about what Jiu-Jitsu is it's fundamentally a sport to allow the weaker guy to defeat the bigger guy, by the use of leverage, of what Danaher calls kuzushi, which is off-balancing your opponent, taking the back. There's no matter how strong you are, your neck muscles are limited. So really, you know, when you roll a jiu-jitsu, don't try to exhaust yourself. And I think, you know, the coach of the MMA fighter Joe St. Pierre, Firas Zahabi, says the same, is that you should go to jiu-jitsu nearly every day and just go at 60 or 70% or maybe even 60% of your actual strengths. You know, don't use your full strengths. Using your full strengths is not real jiu-jitsu. It's going to lead to injury, and you know, it's gonna you're gonna progress faster if you use less strengths and more technique. You know, less strengths, more brain, more technique. That's the advice number 3. So the fourth advice I have is to watch a lot of actual live footage. So for example, you can watch a lot of Gordon Ryan, Marcelo Garcia, Renzo Gracie. You know, watch the GOATs over and over, get the rhythm. You know, I watch probably thousands of hours of John Danaher, and sometimes even though I learned so much from his instructionals, there's some dynamic that you don't get without actually watching live footage. And it's by, you know, the way Marcelo Garcia plays on speed, on dynamism, reverses the position of, reverses the position, the opponent reverses the position, and then there's kind of this push-pull, this back and forth. And that's, you know, the technique is not going to work directly. There's a lot of back and forth until the winner emerges. And that's what you see in the live footage. So there's a lot of stuff to learn from live footage. And what I realize is that a lot of BJJ athletes or practitioners, hobbyists, especially the hobbyists, they don't watch a lot of live footage. And I understand, you know, I was one of them, and I think it's because BJJ is hard to watch. And the reason why it's hard to watch compared to, I don't know, tennis, soccer, or boxing, it's because it's so complicated that most people just get bored. They don't know what is going on. But as you get better and better and better at jiu-jitsu, you understand more and more, and those matches will be more fun, more and more fun. So advice number 4 is to watch a lot of actual live footage. So the advice number 5, and the last advice I have for this video, is to have a deep awareness of your current position and that of your opponent. You know, do you know exactly in what position you currently are, and what are its strengths and weaknesses? And this is so true. I think oftentimes, you know, what distinguishes the beginner from the master is that the beginner doesn't even know what is going on. You know, he doesn't know the position of the positions they are in, the position of their opponent, and they're completely lost. They don't know what is going on. They feel like they are in this pure chaos, just getting dominated. And to be aware of, you know, what is the position you are currently in, you have to be relatively calm. You know, try to feel what is the position. Yeah, because sometimes your view is blocked. You know, you have just a partial view, so you have sometimes to feel a little bit. You know, where are my opponent's feet position? Where is the center of gravity? Is the weight leaning one way or another? Because if it's too leaning in one direction, maybe you can sweep your opponent. So it's a lot of situational awareness like this. And I wrote here in my notes that you know, you have to be present to the moment, to be calm, and to see in your mind's eye what position you are currently in. And a lot of my friends tell me, oh, they would love if they could, you know, have this third person point of view to realize what positions they are in. And you know, that that would be great. To have this third point of view. You make way better decisions, but part of the game is that you have this partial view, and you have to reconstruct in your mind's eye what is exactly the position you are in, what is the position of your opponent, and do that live. Your opponent is changing positions all the time. You are changing positions all the time. So be deeply aware of that. And for example, today I was asking my professor if I could film my roles, and he said no, and I was a little bit disappointed by that, because I feel like it was a genuine ask, that I just wanted to improve my jiu-jitsu, see what I was doing correctly and what I was doing wrong. But I think it might be a blessing in disguise, because it forces you to be more aware of to do that yourself, to be deeply aware of what position you are in, what is the position of your opponent, and to do that in your mind's eye. So that is it for this video. So just as a recap, number one advice is develop infinite cardio with the airbike. Number two is imagine your set of techniques is just the John Danaher techniques. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, just do what is proven. Number three is to use technique, not strengths. Number four is to watch a lot of actual live footage, Marcelo Garcia, Gordon Ryan, Renzo Gracie. And number five is to have a deep awareness of your current position and that of your opponent. So that is it for this little video. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Peace.